yes. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? කාලයක් තිස්සේ අපිත් එක්ක පර්චේස් එකක් සිද්ධ කරපු නැති ඉන්ටරැක්ට් වෙච්ච නැති කස්ටමර් කෙනෙක් නැවත වතාවක් පර්චේස් එකක් බවට පත් කරගන්න. එයාව සේල් එකක් බවට පත් කරගන්න අපි උත්සාහයක් දරනවා. මොන වගේ තැන්වලදීද ඒක වෙන්නේ? yes, can you tell me? ඔයාලවත් රීඇක්ටිවේට් වෙලා තියෙන වෙලාවල් ඇති. එහෙම නැත්නම් රීඇක්ටිවේෂන් එන්කරේජ්මන්ට්ස් වලට ඇවිත් තියෙන වෙලාවල් ඇති. Can you tell me what kind of situations? So someone says the research institute and publishers website, is it for the previous example? I'm not too sure to which you have answered there. If so, please explain what you mean there. So she says news alerts with offers. Yes, maybe a personal experience she had, right? Maybe you have subscribed to a particular news alert, but after listening to the type of news that you have to hear all the time, which is very encouraging in Sri Lanka these days, maybe she has unsubscribed that service. But after she does that, the news alert service, they have realized we have lost her sale, we have to reactivate her. Then she's getting messages, by subscribing to this channel you get these features, you get these benefits. Likewise others තව කියන්න බලන්න ඔයාලව reactivate වෙලා තියෙන තැන් මොනවද කියලා customer කෙනෙක් හැටියට. Yes, you have no experience of these things. Oh my god, are you living in this country? tell me where you have experienced reactivation. Then if you're using an app like Uber or PickMe, let's say Uber Eats, now can you tell me reactivation වෙලා තියෙනවද? Reactivation encouragements ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවද? Let's say you haven't used the Uber for a while. Let's say you haven't used the PickMe service for a while. What happens then? What happens? What kind of messages do we get? Haven't you ever received those kinds of messages? Yeah, what kind of messages do they send when they notice that you haven't been using the service for a while? What are they telling you to do, or what are they asking? Don't you have any idea of these kinds of services? මේ ඔයගොල්ලන් පාවිච්චි කරලා නැද්ද? එහෙම නැත්නම් එහෙම experience එකක් තිබිලා නැද්ද? Yes or no? Or haven't you noticed? So have you received messages like you know, we miss you, we haven't heard from you for a while, and sometimes out of the blue suddenly you're getting offers, suddenly you're getting discount codes when you don't use these applications for a while? What happens there? It's basically reactivation, right? When you are not using the service for a while, they are trying to reactivate you and make you a customer again, right? They are encouraging you to make a purchase with you again. Then the next one, referrals. What happens here? Generating sales from recommendations from existing customers. Sales recommendations ගන්නවා දැනට අපිට ඉන්න පාරිභෝගිකයන්ගෙන්. For example, member get member details. That means example එකක් මට කියන්න. existing customers ලලවා අපි referrals recommendations ගන්න. මොන වගේ තැන්වලදීද? මොන වගේ තැන්වලදීද? Where do you experience this? Yes? දැන් ඔයාලා සමහර අවස්ථාවන් වලදී ඔයාලට සිද්ධ වෙලා නැද්ද? එහෙම නැත්නම් ප්‍රොමෝෂන්ස් දකින්න වෙලා නැද්ද? When you mention a friend or when you complete a sale for yourself and also for a friend of yours, when you bring in a sale, you are entitled to a discount or you are entitled to a gift voucher, right? Or you are entitled to a free sale. If you are using Uber Eats, even sometimes you may be getting a code, like saying send this code to a friend, and once the friend buys from Uber Eats, then you will be entitled to this much discount. Have you received messages like that? මේ වගේ discount එකකට entitled වෙනවා ඔයාලා ගෙන. Have you received those kinds of messages? Yes or no? Or are you sleeping? Yes or no? අයියෝ ඔයාලා එක්ක මේ කිසි දෙයකින් purchase කරන්නේ නැද්ද? ඔයාලා එහෙම නැත්තම් දන්නේ නැද්ද මේ දේවල් තියෙනවා කියලා? Or are you simply not uninterested in the lecture? What's the reason? You have got no idea about any of these things. Very good. Coupons of AliExpress. Yes, they send you coupons when encouraging you to bring in someone else, right? When in those kind of situations, that kind of coupon is applicable to this kind of selling, right? So you're trying to generate sales from recommendations of existing customers. Member get member details, right? On Kellyfield එකේ එහෙමත් පහුගිය කාලේ තිබ්බා. In many other situations. So Instagram මෙහෙම ඔයාලා ඉන්නවා නම් අර mention කරන්න කියලා කියන්නේ. යාළුවෝ mention කරන්න. What do they do there? They try to refer their brand to more audience, reach out to more audience by existing customer. Already ඒගොල්ලන්ව follow කරන customers ලාට encourage කරනවා. යාළුවෝම mention කරන්න. And if you win, you will be entitled to this, right? Referral. So these are the customer extension techniques. Right. Then we are moving on to marketing applications of CRM. Different applications that you can use in CRM, right? So what's the first one? Salesforce automation, right? Salesforce automation. Sales representatives are supported in their account management and phone-based sale through tools to arrange and record customer inquiries and visits. Now there are sales representatives in some kind of industries, no? So they are given phone-based account management, phone-based sale facility and also account management facilities to arrange and record customer inquiries and visits. In what kind of situations? In what kind of situations? Sales representatives that facilitate දීලා තියෙනවා accounts මේ customer accounts manage කරන්න සහ phone based sales manage කරන්න මොන වගේ දේවල් හරහාද customer inquiries record කිරීම සහ customer visits manage කිරීම record කිරීම වගේ දේවල් කිරීම තුලින් phone එක හරහා වුණත් කරන්න පුළුවන් හැකියාව දීලා තියෙනවා. Yeah. Now consider the consider a situation like in insurance industry. This happens, no? The sales representative, insurance representative, they are supported in this way, right? Now you may know, if you have had a vehicle accident or something, or sometimes even let's say a situation where a person comes to visit you to encourage you to buy life insurance, right? So they have this kind of application, right? These sales representatives you may have seen, right? Then customer service management. Representatives in contact centers respond to customer requests for information by using an intranet to access databases containing information on the customer, products and previous queries. The contact centers වල ඉන්න representatives ලට, right? එයාලට respond කරන්න පුළුවන් customer request වලට. How? By using an intranet to access databases containing information on the customer, products and previous queries. Customer representative ලා දැන් ඔයාලා customer service center එකකට call කරාම උදාහරණයකට එයාලා වාට කියනවානේ complaint number එක කියන්න, ticket number එක කියන්න, මට account number එක කියන්න, mobile number එක කියන්න. ඔය වගේ reference එකක් අරගෙන they have the ability to search your details, no? They have their company's own intranet, and in that intranet they have the databases pertaining to the sales, which includes the sales record pertaining to you. Your details are there, your previous transaction records are there. So based on that, they are able to respond to customer requests. දැන් ඔයාලා Mobitel එකට හරි dialog එකට හරි call එකක් ගන්නවා. You contact the representative. What do? They essentially access this kind of intranet to access database which contains information about you. The way you use your mobile phone, your previous balances, the way you have settled the phone bill, right? And let's say if you're putting your car to a service station, right? Still the same. If you can call and check with them, what's the status of the vehicle? Is there a booking? Can I come for a new booking? So the representative searches a database and tells, this is the only available free slot that is there. And once you put the vehicle also, they can provide you an update. This is the status at the moment. That means the databases are integrated and they are accessing them in order to provide you the necessary information, right? Then managing the sales process. What happens here? This can be achieved through e-commerce sites, right? E-commerce site එකක් කරහා හෝ in a B2B context by supporting sales representatives by recording the sales process, right? By recording the sales process in Salesforce automation, which we talked about earlier, right? So in this kind of application can be used in the B2B context to support sales representative to manage the sales process, right? To manage the sales process. So the customer representatives in this case, they know, at which stage things are. They have access to the production, they have maybe access to sales details, maybe they have access to customer end of the business, they have access to the stock information, right? So in order to when managing a customer query, right, even through an e-commerce site, when there comes a request from a customer, a query from a customer, right? So they have the ability of visiting the back end of the site, they have the ability of referring to them, and they have the ability of reporting to the customers the necessary stages. Maybe in terms of availability of stock, right? Maybe in terms of availability of stock, at what time, at which period they are, expecting that to be with the business, at what time this particular product will be available, or what happened to the status of an order, right? So likewise, and also they have an idea about the shipment, so they can inform, or they can provide information that this product will only be available based on this shipment during this period, right? So likewise, in order to manage the sales process, the sales representatives can be supported, right? And the customers' previous sales records are available with accessible to the customers. So therefore, they can quickly look at these sales records and the sales process that the customer has taken. And based on that, the necessary queries can be responded, right? Then we come to campaign management. Campaign management. Here what happens is managing ad, direct mail, email, and other campaigns. Now in campaign management, there are softwares to do this. Once a company initiates a particular campaign, a promotional campaign, how to manage the advertisements, right? Managing the direct mail, managing emails, and also other types of promotional activities that the company is engaged in order to manage these things. Campaign management applications are there, right? Where you can see the status of the campaign, the initial budget, the total cost you have incurred, the total number of reaches, or the sales you have gained after that, and whether it's successful or not, right? So likewise, campaign management facilities applications are there. Then analysis. In analysis, what happens? Through technologies such as data warehouses and approaches as data mining. Now refresh your memory on chapter number 4. Can you remember? We talked about these things in MIS, Management Information Systems, kata kara matakada, data warehouses, data mining. In data warehouses, where you get different perspectives or different angles to data, right? Multiple dimensions are available. In OLAP, we talked about multiple dimensions, and in data warehouses, we told how data can be stored by a company. In data mining, we talked about how hidden patterns of data can be discovered by a company, right? So customers, purchase behavior, basically. If a customer buys a Coke, along with the Coke, what else do they tend to buy? Do they buy a packet of chips? Or if they buy a EGB, what else do they buy along with it? So likewise, hidden patterns in data, purchase behaviors, right? Data mining. So likewise, these technologies can be used. And also customers' characteristics, maybe their purchase behaviors, right? And campaigns can be analyzed in order to optimize the marketing mix. So based on that, based on these results of the analysis, we can identify, okay, these customers tend to visit the store during this period mostly. And when they come, these are the products they buy. And when they buy these products, these are the products that they buy along with it. So likewise, when such analysis data can be obtained, right, they can be further analyzed in order to further optimize the marketing mix. When, for example, when advertising, you can maybe advertise the Coke and the chips together. Maybe you are providing an offer to that. Maybe based on the time that the customers are entering a particular store, they're visiting a particular store, and based on the nature of products that are frequently bought during a particular store, you can decide to where to how to place those items, right? If it's a website, when customers are revisiting, you know which products to display on top, right? Which products to display on top. Likewise. So that is about analysis. So we have talked about 4 marketing applications of CRM: Salesforce automation, customer service management, managing the sales process, campaign management, and analysis. Right. So then with that, we have still not had a definition about what is ECRM, e-customer relationship management. What happens in e-customer relationship management? Applying internet and other digital technologies like web, email, wireless, ITV databases, could be things like that. Applying these technologies to acquire and retain customers. How are we going to do this? Through a multi-channel buying process and customer life cycle. How to acquire these customers and how to retain them, because these customers switch between different channels when buying. You will understand this as we proceed along in the lecture, how customers use different channels in their customer journey and how they switch between channels, right? So applying these different types of digital technologies to acquire and retain customers by improving customer knowledge, targeting service delivery and satisfaction is called ECRM. Api customers lage danuma වර්ධනය කිරීම තුලින් ඒගොල්ලන්ව ටාගට් කිරීම තුලින් සහ හොඳ සර්විස් එකක් ඩිලිවරි කරලා ඒ තුලින් ඒගොල්ලන්ව සතුටටපත් කිරීම තුලින් කස්ටමර්ස් ලව ඇක්වයර් කරගන්න සහ ඒගොල්ලන්ව රිටේන් කරගන්න අපි ඉන්ටර්නෙට් සහ තවත් ඩිජිටල් ටෙක්නොලොජිස් භාවිතා කරනකොට ඒකට අපි කියනවා ECRM කියලා. Right? We call it ECRM. Right. Then finally we are going to have a look at what are the benefits of ECRM. ECRM වල benefits මොනවද? We get the ability of mainly targeting more cost effectively. This is one of the huge benefits of ECRM. In traditional targeting, direct mail, for instance, is often based on mailing lists compiled according to criteria that mean everyone contacted is that mean that not everyone contacted is in the target market. In traditional media පාවිච්චි කරලා අපි target කරනකොට, right? Direct mail කියන්නේ උදාහරණයකට අපි තුමුකෝ newspapers කියලා, right? ඒ වගේ media එකක් පාවිච්චි කරලා අපි customers ලව target කරනකොට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට mailing list පාවිච්චි කරලා සමහර මේ අපි හිතමුකෝ දැන් ඔය ගෙවල් වලට hand bills වගේ එන්නේ, right? hand bills වගේ එන mail, දැන් මෙතන mail කියන එකෙන් අදහස් කරන්නේ මේ තැපැල් කියන එක. හරිද? දැන් අපිට ඔය තැපැලෙන් එන්නේ සමහර hand bills, brochures වගේ ඒවා එන්නේ. ඒවා එන්නේ mailing list මේ maintain කරනවානේ companies වලින් නේ. අපේ details ගන්නවා databases university එකෙන් හෝ මොකක් හරි අපි තව අපිට affiliate වෙච්ච තැනකින් අපේ data ගන්නවා. ඕකෙන් address list එකක් ඒගොල්ලන් හදාගෙන ඒ හරහා තමයි අපිට ඔක එවන්නේ. නමුත් ඒ වගේ mailing list එහෙම නැත්නම් address list වල කිසිම criteria එකක් පදනම් කරලා නෙමෙයි හදලා තියෙන්නේ. Those lists are not based on any type of specific criteria which help the business to sort out or filter these customers. They are just mass sending it to everyone, right? Whether it's affluent or whether it's the high-end customers, whether it is a particular age group, there's no way of knowing. They're just sending it, right? Then digital technologies enable the organization to segment customers according to appropriate criteria and target them suitably. But if a business is using digital technologies to do this, they can do this better because technologies help an organization to segment the customers using proper criteria, right? Using proper criteria and based on that to target them suitably. right? The act of visiting the website and browsing indicates a target customer. Sorry. So when you're visiting a particular website and when you're browsing for something on that website, when you're searching for something that you're interested, that implies that you are an interested customer, that you may be a target customer, right? So a company will only aim to build relationships with those who have visited a website and expressed an interest in its products by registering their name and address. ඒතර කොහොමද මේ වගේ අවස්ථාවකදී ටෙක්නොලොජි එක හෙල්ප් කරන්නේ කස්ටමර් කෙනෙක්ව සෙග්මන්ට් කරගන්න ටාගට් කරගන්න බිස්නස් එකකට දැන් ඔයගොල්ලන් වෙබ්සයිට් එකට විසිට් කරලා මොනවා හරි සර්ච් කරනවා නම් එහෙම නැත්නම් මොනවා හරි එකක් සම්බන්ධයෙන් ක්වෙරි එකක් අහනවා නම් ඔයාලගේ නම ඇඩ්‍රස් එක වගේ දේවල් දීලා රෙජිස්ටර් වෙලා account එකක් ක්‍රියේට් කරනවා නම් ඒ වගේ ඉන්ටරෙස්ට් එකක් එක්ස්ප්‍රෙස් කරපු කෙනෙක් එක්ක විතරයි ඔන්ලයින් මාධ්‍යයකදී නැවත වතාවක් ඉන්ටරැක්ට් වෙන්න උත්සාහ කරන්නේ business එකක්. A company will aim to build relationships with those who have visited the website and expressed an interest in its products, right? So that is the plus point in digital technology. You don't have to do mass communications without having an idea of whether the customer will be interested in the product or not. Now, for instance, consider those direct mail example which I told. Then ඔයාලට අර තැපෑලෙන් එවනේවා ඒව ගැන ඔයාලට කිසිම ඉන්ටරෙස්ට් එකක් නැතිවනේ බොහෝ විට එන්නේ නේ. එතකොට ඒ වෙනුවෙන් දරන්න වෙන පිරිවැය වියදම නාස්තියක් නේ. නමුත් ඔන්ලයින් මීඩියා වලදී ඒ අනවශ්‍ය වියදම අපිට සෑහෙන දුරට අවම කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Then that is targeting more cost effectively. So now also if you consider media like television, radio or billboards, then traditional targeting වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ ඔය එක තැනකදීවත් ඔය තැන් ඔක්කොගේදීම මාස් මාකටිං තමයි වෙන්නේ. නමුත් ඒවට ගෙවන්න පිරිවැය දැන් පොඩි කමර්ෂල් එකකට ටීවී කමර්ෂල් එකකට කොච්චර වියදමක් දරන්න ඕන නේ? But it's not as expensive as that when it comes to online media, right? Now Facebook sponsored ads කරන්න පුළුවන් හරිම අඩු මුදලකට, right? Something like at $10 you can even do a very good campaign where you can make your advertisements appear in news feeds of people who are more relevant or more appealing to the nature of the product that you are offering to the customers, right? So likewise, targeted promotions can be done at a low cost, right? Okay. Then the second benefit of ECRM is achieve mass customization of the marketing messages. Mass customization of marketing messages and also possibly the product. Technology makes it possible to send tailored emails at much lower cost than is possible with direct mail. Now the earlier also I told you tailored email එකක් අපිට targeted email එකක් යවන්න පුළුවන් customer කෙනෙක්ට අපි අර direct mail එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි කියන තැපෑලෙන් යවන billboards brochures වගේ දේවල් වලට වැය කරන වියදමට වඩා සෑහෙන අඩු මුදලකට අපිට email එකක් යවා ගන්න පුළුවන් customer කෙනෙක්ටනේ. සමහර විට ඒ customer අපේ business එකත් එක්ක register වෙලා ඉන්න කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් නම address එක දීලා. Maybe they are registered with our business by providing their name and address and email address, so on. Maybe they have opted in to receive emails. So for such customers who have expressed interest, we can do mass customization and send tailored emails, greeting them with their name, mentioning their, I don't know, something appealing based on their, let's say, purchase behavior. We are offering you these promotions, right? So likewise, tailored emails can be sent at a very low cost. And also to provide tailored web pages either to individuals or to smaller groups of customers, micro segments. And also you can provide a tailored web page, maybe by greeting on your own name, maybe by providing product recommendations, promotions and advertisements that are very much relevant to your past purchase behavior, right? Based on those things, you can display tailored web pages to these individuals, or even based on the behavior of a group of customers. For that particular group, we make these advertisements appear. these promotions appear. And product recommendations. Then the third benefit, increased depth, breadth, and nature of relationship. The nature of the internet medium enables more information to be supplied to customers as required. Now, this is very important. The nature of the internet is that, like I mentioned you earlier, the buyer and seller doesn't physically meet most of the time. They don't even see each other. Product cannot be sensed physically. The product cannot be interacted physically. So therefore, in order to gain credibility in the mind of the customer, more information has to be provided regarding the nature of the product or the service. Let's say you're buying a watch online, you're buying a phone online, you need to be able to view the product photos in different angles. You need to know whether warranties are there. You need to know all the details that are there to know about that watch or the phone, right? And you need to know all the details pertaining to the availability of stock, maybe delivery details, delivery period, the shipping costs, and and also whether there are any other customers who have bought this product and what are their reviews, what are their feedback. All these things you need to know. ඔයාට විශ්වාසයක් ඇති වෙන්න නම් ඒ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ගැන ඔයාට මිලදී ගන්න හිතෙන්නේ ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඔයාට වැඩි දුර තොරතුරු තියෙන තරමට. Right? So the nature of the relationship can be changed in that contact with a customer can be made more frequently. The nature of the relationship can be changed in that contact with a customer can be made more frequently. And when using the online media, it's very easy to contact with the customer also, right? Contact with the customer can be made easily and frequently. It's just a matter of sending a message, maybe through Messenger, maybe through the mobile application, maybe via an email, maybe via a comment mentioning the name of the customer. So it's very frequently that relationship can be changed. But it's not so in the physical context, no? The physical context එකේදී ඉච්චර පාසු නෑනේ ඔය customer relationship එක තියාගන්නත් නේද? දැන් physically store එකකට ගිහිල්ලා හම්බුනොත් ඒ relationship එක තියාගන්නවා මිසක් call එකක් හෝ එහෙම දෙයකින් interact වෙනවා මිසක් digital technologies නැතුව මේ relationship එක ටිකක් පවත්වා ගන්න අමාරුයි. Then the third point, frequency of contact with the customer can be determined by customers. කස්ටමර්ට හැකියාව තියනවා ඩිසයිඩ් කරන්න එයාට කොයි විදිහටද බිස්නස් එකක් එයාව කන්ටැක්ට් කරන්න ඕනේ කියන එක සම්බන්ධයෙන්. How often they want the business to be contacting them. Whenever they have the need to visit their personalized pages, or they can be contacted at any time by the firm via email or other electronic means according to their communications preferences, right? So whenever a customer opts in to a particular email service or a particular subscription for a magazine or something like that with a business, they have the ability of telling the business how often do they want the business to send these promotional messages. Mata monthly newsletter ekak oneda nadda, right? Do I need to receive regular promotions about your business or not? That you can select, no? Even you may have experienced samahara velawata all our websites වලට ගියාම ඔයාලට එන්නේ they wants to send messages to you, right? This particular organization, these websites want to send messages to you. Do you agree? Do you want to receive promotional details, marketing messages? Do you want to receive the newsletters likewise? The customer can determine the frequency of contacting, or whether they like to be contacted or not even, they can decide as customers, right? And if they opt out of these services, if they do not like it, the business cannot send these messages. Right? And also, what are the communication preferences? Is it via an email that they want it? Do they want to receive text messages? All these preferences, customers have the discretion of deciding. Customers හැකියාව තියෙනවා කොයි විදිහටද interact වෙන්න ඕනේ, කොයි තරම් කාලයකට සැරයක්ද, මොන මාධ්‍ය ඔස්සේද, right? ඒ වගේ දේවල් decide කරන්න හැකියාව තියෙනවා. Right. Then the last two benefits of ECRM we are going to look at today. A learning relationship can be achieved using different tools through the customer life cycle. Right? Customer life cycle එක පුරාවට customer එක්ක learning relationship එකක්. customer ගැන අපිට හැදෑරීමක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. එයා ගැන learn කරන්න අපිට පුළුවන්. ඒ ඔස්සේ relationship එකක් හදාගන්න පුළුවන්. Example, tools summarize products purchased on site and the searching behavior that occurred before these products were bought. Then ඔයාලා දන්නවා web tools තියෙනවා ඕන තරම්. customer කෙනෙක් on site purchase කරේ මොනවද කියන එක අඳුන ගන්න පුළුවන්. මොනවද search කරේ කියන එක අඳුන ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ product එක search කරන්න කලින් online feedback forms තියෙනවා. site එක සම්බන්ධව එහෙම නැත්නම් products සම්බන්ධව customer free information සපයන feedback forms තියෙනවා, right? ඒ වගේම questions තියෙනවා. questions asked through forms or emails to the online customer service facilities, asking whether they are satisfied with the customer service. There are feedback forms and there are questions to which customers can respond. The customer service agents may be asking whether they are satisfied with it, right? So likewise, the behavior can be detected, and based on the feedback the customer provides and also based on the purchasing behavior of the customer, a lot can be learned about that customer. Then ඔයාලා උනත් ඔයාලට සමහරට හිතා ගන්න බැරි විදිහට සමහරට ඔයාලා කතා කරපු දෙයක් ගැන සම්බන්ධයෙන් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයාලා සර්ච් කරපු දෙයක් සම්බන්ධයෙන් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඊළඟ දවසේ ගියාම ඔයාලට sponsored ads ගොඩක් පෙන්වනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Like pop-up advertisements ඔයාලට suggest වෙනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයාලට හිතා ගන්න බැරි විදිහට. ඔයාලට promotional messages එනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So how does that happen? Because a learning relationship is being achieved based on your previous purchases. දැන් ඔය AliExpress වගේ ඒවත් එක purchase කරලා තියෙනවා නම් මේක ඔයාලා හොඳටම දන්නවා. Right? කොයිතරම් දුරකට ඔයාලගේ behavior එක අඳුනගෙන තියනවද ඒ website එකෙන් කියන එක. A organization එකෙන් කියන එක. Right? Because everything in the current context is out in the open. You express your opinions freely. You express what you eat, what you drink, where you go, right? What you like. All of these things like very data pertaining to these things can be very freely obtained. Not even by a website. දැන් මම මේ point එකෙන් චුට්ටක් එහාට ගියොත්, right? නිකන් additional දෙයක් කිව්වොත් හරියම ලේසි වර්තමානයේ වෙද්දී online media එක හරහා පුද්ගලයන්ගේ preference එක කියන එක අඳුන ගන්න. Right? Have you watched the movie Social Dilemma on Netflix or maybe via any other means? Have you watched this movie? I'll just put the name here. If you have not watched it, I encourage you to watch this movie. Right? It's a very good movie which talks about this particular context, right? How your behavior is tracked down, right? How I'm not going to talk more about the movie, then it becomes uninteresting, no? This one, if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's on Netflix, and also if there's another way you can obtain it, watch this movie. It's very insightful, and it talks about the dilemma in the current society in terms of the social media and having everyone's data out on the open, right? Even though it is helpful for companies to target and market their products and services, there is also another side to it. So watch this movie if you haven't already. Then lower cost. Last one. Contacting customers by email or through their viewing web pages costs less than using physical mail. That is obvious, no? Email එකක් කරා customer contact කරන එක. එහෙම නැත්නම් web page එකක් කරා අපේ දේවල් පෙන්නන එක customers ට products services සම්බන්ධයෙන් promotions පෙන්නන එක physical mail නැත්නම් tapal තුලින් අපි ගනුදෙනු කිරීමට වඩා ගොඩක් ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ලැබෙන පිරිවැය අඩුයි. But perhaps more importantly, නමුත් වඩාත් වැදගත් වෙන්නේ Information only needs to be sent to those customers who have expressed a preference for it, resulting in fewer mail outs. වැදගත් වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? අපේ භාණ්ඩ හෝ සේවා ගැන preference එකක් කැමැත්තක් දක්වපු අයට විතරයි අපි information යවන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා අපිට අපි හිතමු අපි තැපැල් මාර්ගයෙන් communicate කරනවා වුණොත් ඒක අපි traditionally කරනවට වඩා අඩු වියදමකින් අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන්. අයි අපි අර හැමෝටම එතකොට තැපැල් හරහා වුණත් ගනුදෙනු කරන්න ඕනේ. අපි ගනුදෙනු කරන්න information යවන්නේ ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් කැමැත්තක් දක්වපු අයට විතරයි. Right? So those are the benefits that we talked about in ECRM: targeting more cost effectively, achieve mass customization of marketing messages, increase depth, breadth, and nature of relationship. Learning relationship can be achieved using different tools throughout the customer life cycle, and finally, you are able to lower your costs. Right. So that is the content we are hoping to discuss today. But I would also like to remind you regarding your assignment. Today, we will be making available a Google form for you on LMS. අපි අද LMS එකේ Google form එකක් available කරනවා ඔයාලට. අර ඔයගලගේ group assignment එකේ details collect කරන්න. හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න group එකකින් එක්කෙනෙක් විතරක් respond කරන්න. group එකේ leader විතර ඒ form එකට respond කරන්න. Right? අපි එක form එකෙත් mention කරන්න. Please only the leader respond to the Google form. All the members don't have to respond to the Google form, right? And you can only respond once, so please carefully include all the details of your team members, their name, their CPM number. All the group members have to be included, right? So please pass the message to all the friends that are not here as well, that we are having that kind of an initiative to gain your group member details. I'm repeating again, all the group members don't have to go there and fill the Google form, right? If you are a group leader only, please go and fill the form, right? So any questions so far? I doubt there are any questions because there are never any questions. If there are no questions, we can wind up the lesson. Looks like no questions, no? Right. Okay then. Thank you everyone for your participation and have a nice day.